Jedi Grandmaster Yoda stood on top of a platform, observing the battle on the planet of Kashyyyk, when he felt a great disturbance in the Force. On Coruscant, the recently revealed Sith Lord Darth Sidious had just executed Order 66, and across the galaxy, Jedi began to fall at the hands of the clones they had trusted throughout the war. Yoda was one of the Jedi who had sensed the change in intention of the clones, and killed Commander Gree and a scout trooper before escaping with the help of the Wookiees. Reconvening with Obi-Wan and Bail Organa, the two Jedi go to the Jedi Temple on Coruscant as they sought to recalibrate the coded message and warn the Jedi to stay away from the Jedi Temple. Entering their home, the Jedi dispense of the station clones, but witness a horrifying sight as Jedi younglings, knights and masters were scattered across the temple floor, most slain by the new Sith apprentice Darth Vader. Yoda entered into exile, until he was joined on Dagobah by Luke Skywalker. But what if he had taken the Force Sensitive Grogu? How would this affect the reign of the Empire? As you're about to discover, the child could have altered the fate of the Jedi. As the two Jedi Masters attacked the remaining clones, they managed to bring silence to the Jedi Temple before venturing within its ruins. Yoda and Obi-Wan cannot hide their shock at the sight of the fall of the Jedi, and even the younglings have been slaughtered. Nonetheless, the Jedi are able to walk away from the massacre and to the temple security station, where Obi-Wan recalibrates the beacon, warning all surviving Jedi to stay away from the temple, as it was a trap laid by the new Empire. Yoda was about to warn Obi-Wan to stay away from the security recordings, when he heard a gentle cooing from the corner of the room. Yoda hesitantly walked towards it, wary of what it could be, until he saw there was the youngling Grogu. Yoda sensed grave fear in the child and beckoned it towards the central corridor, as Obi-Wan wondered what they should do with him. The Grandmaster paused for a while, before ordering Obi-Wan to place Grogu in the hands of Senator Amidala and Bail Organa, on the path to finding the fallen Anakin Skywalker, whilst he tried to defeat Darth Sidious. As Obi-Wan ran to Padme's apartment, the Senator is confused by the Yoda-like creature in the arms of Obi-Wan, but places him in a makeshift crib. With the safety of the child at risk, Obi-Wan is reluctant to ask Padme and place her in danger as well, so asks the nearby C-3PO if he knew where R2-D2 had gone to. Padme is not pleased with Obi-Wan, as she knew the Jedi Master would go to kill Anakin, so he had to think of a way to keep Padme and the child away. The Jedi Master spotted the nearby holoprojector and uses an emergency code provided by Bail Organa to contact Ahsoka Tano. The former Jedi Padawan had survived Order 66 and the destruction of a cruiser alongside Commander Rex, and the signal had reached their ears. The former Jedi and clone take off in their Y-Wing, wary of why Obi-Wan had contacted them, but after docking outside of Padme's apartment, all became clear. Together with Padme, they monitored the progress of the Senator's arriving children and Grogu, asking C-3PO to summon a medical droid. But as Obi-Wan was about to leave the planet, he received the unfortunate news that Yoda had failed to defeat Sidious, and they needed to go to Bail Organa's ship before the clones homed in on their location. Entering the asteroid colony of Polis Massa, the Jedi felt an element of safety for the first time since Order 66, and Yoda was able to examine Grogu. The child is tested for his midichlorian count, and Yoda wishes to train him, deeming it to be the will of the Force. Walking inside the medical center, Padme had given birth to Luke and Leia, as witnessed by Obi-Wan, Ahsoka and Rex, and the Senator refused to believe that Anakin had turned to the dark side, and vowed to get him back from the clutches of the new Emperor. The group meet to decide what to do, and Padme is unwilling to let go of Luke and Leia, so they choose to send her and Obi-Wan to the Skywalker family on Tatooine, whilst Ahsoka and Rex help Bail Organa in establishing the rebellion, in a bid to take on the might of the Empire. This left Grandmaster Yoda, who entered into an escape pod and left with Grogu. Landing in the middle of a swamp, Yoda set about building rudimentary shelter for them both, using the Force to collapse nearby trees. There he tested some of the child's Force abilities, as he was able to lift branches and tree trunks with ease, but lacked control over his raw power. Entering his newly created hut, the former Grandmaster meditated, and felt the spirit of Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn communicating with him. Qui-Gon told Yoda that the Emperor had not detected his presence, and that Yoda could not bemoan the loss of the Jedi Order, as there was still hope. in the form of Grogu. That is it for part 1 of What If Yoda Trained Grogu. If you'd like to see a part 2 soon, please like this video, turn on your notification bell, subscribe to this channel, and my other channel What If Films for more what ifs. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd like to see next, and how I can improve my videos. Thank you all very much for watching, and see you next time.